The fog didn't roll into Oakhaven. It curdled, thick and smelling faintly of stagnant pond water and sun-bleached polyethylene. At precisely 3:33 a.m., the silence of Main Street wasn't broken by a scream, but by the rhythmic, wet thwack of hollow plastic hitting manicured turf. They arrived, not as monsters, but as a mockery of tropical elegance, a sea of neon pink necks arched in permanent, judgmental curves. The Flamingo Fleet had docked by sunrise. 3,000 plastic lawn ornaments had claimed the town square, their black bead eyes reflecting a dawn that felt more like an ending than a beginning. Sheriff Miller found the first one on his doorstep, its spindly metal legs driven 6 inches into the solid concrete of his porch. It shouldn't have been possible. Then again, the law of physics rarely applies when Suburban kitsch decides to go predatory. This wasn't a prank by the high school seniors. The seniors were currently locked in their basements, watching through shuttered blinds as the pink panic began its slow, synchronized tilt toward their front doors. The air in Oakhaven grew heavy with a static charge that made the hair on your arms stand up, the kind of feeling you get right before a lightning strike, or right before you realize the statue behind you has moved 3 feet closer. There is something inherently absurd about a bird that doesn't have a heartbeat, yet somehow radiates a palpable sense of malice. As the town's morning sirens wailed, a sound usually reserved for tornadoes, but now signaling a level 5-yard art event, the citizens realized the true horror. The flamingos weren't just standing there, they were multiplying. Every time a resident blinked, another row of pink silhouettes appeared, colonizing the playgrounds, the post office roof, and the middle of intersections. It was a silent, blushing coup d'etat. The dark humor of the situation wasn't lost on the local hardware store owner, who watched a flock of plastic waterfowl surround his shop like a feathered picket line. At least, he whispered, checking the reinforced blocks. Their color coordinated with the sunset, but as the shadows lengthened, the humor curdled. The flamingos weren't just decor anymore. They were a collective, a plastic hive mind with a taste for total domestic domination. As night fell for the second time, the absurdity shifted into a bone-chilling realization. The Flamingo Fleet was sensitive to sound. A dropped set of keys in a driveway would trigger a simultaneous, mechanical swivel of 1,000 plastic heads, their hollow bodies whistling a low, discordant note as the wind rushed through their mold seams. The town's power grid began to flicker, not from a storm but from the sheer weight of the birds roosting on the transformers, their wire legs conducting a strange glowing hum that bathed Main Street in a sickly radioactive rose. It was the ultimate suburban nightmare, a home improvement project that had developed a god complex. The local conspiracy theorist huddled in the back of the town diner scribbled frantically about polymer paranoia, but even he fell silent when a single flamingo tap against the reinforced glass of the window, its beak leaving a frost pattern that looked suspiciously like a topographical map of the neighborhood. By midnight, the transformation was nearly complete. Oakhaven was no longer a town. It was a curated exhibit of pink-hued dread. The fleet had begun to nest, weaving together garden hoses and white picket fence slats into strange circular altars in the center of the road. There was a certain theatrical elegance to their invasion, a synchronized, stationary dance that suggested they were waiting for something or someone. The dark wit of the universe seemed to peak when the town's automated sprinkler systems triggered at 2 a.m., coating the plastic legion in a shimmering layer of water that made them look like wet, jagged glass under the streetlights. They stood as silent sentinels of the uncanny valley, reminding every soul cowering behind a deadbolt. But the things we own eventually own us, and sometimes they decide to move back in. The pink panic wasn't just an event. It was a quiet, unyielding takeover of the American dream, proving that while you can mow your lawn and paint your shutters, you can never truly account for the malice of a $3 lawn ornament with an agenda. The sun began to rise on day 3, but the pink horizon wasn't the sky, it was the fleet, standing wing to wing, waiting for the first door to unlock. If you've ever looked at a lawn ornament and felt a cold shiver of suspicion, you aren't alone. The Flamingo Fleet is always watching, and your neighborhood could be next. Don't let the pink panic catch you off guard. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join our community of the curious and the brave as we unearth the world's most unsettling suburban legends. If this tale of plastic dread gave you goosebumps, give us a like and drop a comment below, sharing the strangest thing you've ever seen lurking in a neighbor's yard. After all, in Oakhaven, the silence is the loudest warning of all.